After bullying and beating up the Punisher for stealing his web shooters, Spider-Man ends up getting hit with a chemical grenade, allowing Frank to run away with his web shooters once again. He therefore instantly calls for an Avengers meeting, telling them that they need to bring the Punisher in only for them to express that they don't care, getting ready to leave. So he webs up the door, telling them that he isn't joking, Frank is a mass murderer, and that even the cops can't stand in his way. And so after some back and forth, Cap decides to send out Natasha to bring him in, as everybody then leaves except for Logan, who reminds Cap that he agrees with Frank on some people deserving to die. As we then see him heading out to Frank's hideout, ensuring that he hadn't killed any cops before warning him about the Avengers coming for him. The two end up going their separate ways, but Natasha nonetheless confronts Logan about letting the Punisher escape before going out on a very long journey to find the Punisher by tracking the traces of his so-called justice until she eventually came face to face with him. She tells him that his friend Cole Alvis would be sentenced to death if he doesn't come back, but he didn't care, as he just fights her and leads her to a village full of poverty and hunger. And since Nat had to take care of this village, Cap sends in Thor, who quickly goes and knocks Frank out, taking him to a rooftop and handing him a beer to talk things out, ultimately advising him to stop. However, since the execution of Cole was near, they knew that Frank would intervene to save her on court day, which he was actually already preparing for. Cap therefore went and told Logan that he's sidelined because he simply cannot trust him, even though Logan warned him they won't be able to handle Frank alone. And so on the court day, everyone got ready, waiting for the Punisher to take the bait and show up, which he does as the van transporting Cole then suddenly blows up. The Avengers all get ready to fight Frank, including Natasha, who was cosplaying as Cole as a part of their plan to trick the Punisher. But Frank was one step ahead, as it turns out he had knocked out Tony last night and is now in his suit with Cole in the court, where he then knocks Spidey and quickly escapes with Cole. He gives her money and weapons and tells Wolverine to take care of her before revealing that he's gonna wait for the Avengers to arrive, knowing that this is the end. And although he put up somewhat of a fight, blowing up Tony multiple times and even shooting Spidey straight in the chest, Frank was eventually detained and imprisoned deep in the ocean, leaving the Avengers to reflect on whether or not they won, because Frank didn't even use real bullets on them.